All right, so yeah, so I got the COVID. I got the COVID. I think I am still with this whole COVID thing, and I want to record this vlog for all of those that are concerned about COVID, wondering what it's like to have it, and just tell you how I think that I got it. So we're gonna find out all that and more right now. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Jeff Rose. The whole COVID thing is something that I haven't been overly concerned of getting it. Just like the flu or any other viral illness, I just assumed it was only a matter of time that I or somebody in my family would get it. Fast forward to present day, and that's exactly what happened. Now, I don't make light of the issue, and primarily because, for those that don't know, I haven't shared a lot of this on the channel, but just recently, my mother-in-law lost both of her parents. They are both in their 80s and both contracted COVID, which turned into pneumonia for her dad, also other complications with her mom, and ended up passing away. So, I don't make light of COVID. We can talk about vaccines, conspiracy theories, all that other stuff at a later time. Actually, we'll never talk about that stuff on this channel. Maybe we can converse about that on Twitter if you want to check me out there. Other than that, I don't make light of it. I definitely have seen people get affected by it. I've had a few healthy friends that end up having to go to ER due to complications with pneumonia from COVID and all that good stuff. And I don't know if you can hear my voice right now, but I'm probably gonna take a nap after I record this because time is recording. It is almost 2:45. I've already taken 2 naps today. Anytime I just do anything for a few hours and I'm just extremely fatigued, and that right now. So I think right now, technically I'm on day 3 or 4, I believe. I actually didn't really start feeling anything until Saturday. That's when I initially felt something. So anyway, how did it go down? How did I catch it? I really don't know. We've got 4 kids, 3 of which are going to school. They are doing the whole masks, all that good stuff. And I think it was my middle son, who's currently in 5th grade. They got a notice that they had reached a certain capacity. I think over 40% of their grade was out due to, let's just say, COVID, whether somebody had COVID or somebody had close contact with COVID. So they decided to go remote learning for a week. So this was just 1 grade, didn't apply to my older son who's in junior high or my younger son who's in 3rd grade. I think his last day before we went quarantine, or he went remote learning, there was somebody in his class that apparently he was sitting by, I guess, who tested positive for COVID. That's the only thing, looking back, that's the only thing that we could try to point out or find some reason as to why or how. Obviously, it could be so many things. We don't, you never really know, right? He went on remote learning on, I guess it would start on Friday, and he actually had some symptoms then. He had a runny nose, didn't feel very good. We thought that he had it. We ended up getting him tested here locally. I think it was a rapid test, I think. And he came back negative, didn't have it. Very next day, this would have been the weekend before last, my oldest son started having symptoms and just runny nose, mild fever, slight cough, and it was okay, he probably has it. And he ended up going to get tested. I think it would have been that Monday, and sure enough, he tested positive. So he was the first of our family to get it. And for the most part, he had, I'd say, mild symptoms, just had a mild fever, and just fatigued. I need some water. I need to bring my water in here. Recording a vlog with no water as I'm dealing with COVID. Not smart, not smart. So he was in his room, didn't do any schooling the first few days, just, trying to rest. And we really, my wife and I were talking about this. Are we going to, have him isolate? Are we going to wear masks? Is he going to wear masks? And, we debated it and just thought, what's the point? Because at some point in time, I feel like we're going to get it. You got 4 kids, just a matter of time. So we didn't. And I think it was day 3, probably by Wednesday or Thursday, he was feeling better and he was just downstairs. Our kids were playing with him. We never wore masks around him. My middle son, who initially had the symptoms, started feeling better. But then I think they started to come back, and then I know what it was on that Wednesday. So Monday tested positive. Wednesday night, my younger son had a massive headache, and he doesn't get headaches a lot, and he's pretty in tune to his body. He's not one to get sick. He's not one to try to miss school, but he ended up getting a massive headache Wednesday night. Woke up, massive headache, and was puking his brains out. And that was Thursday. The crazy thing about him was he puked 5 or 6 times that morning. By the evening time, he was totally fine. like no fever, was upstairs in our playroom, like playing basketball. And I mean, I've just never seen anybody who's got a flu go from being puking, massive headache to upstairs playing basketball. And we didn't give him any medication. He might take like some children's ibuprofen, but that was really about it. But nonetheless, I forgot why we did this, but we thought, you know what, let's go ahead and get everybody tested. And that's what we did Friday evening. So my wife and I and our two younger boys, we didn't take our daughter. Actually, our daughter ended up getting tested. I forgot. Actually, before my older son, she tested negative. I don't remember when that was exactly on this whole timeline, just losing track on everything. But we ended up getting a rapid test, able to get a free one here at the local CVS. And that was Friday. Both my younger two boys tested positive, and my wife and I both tested negative, which we were like, how? Like, how does that happen? Like, how do we test negative? At that point in time, I don't believe I had any symptoms. My wife, she felt like she was fatigued, had a headache, right about the time my older son got sick. So she thought she already had it. So that was Friday night. Two younger boys test positive. We test negative. Saturday, I'm feeling fine. I don't think that anything's going on. And then Saturday night is when I finally felt something. It was around 6 p.m. and I just felt like I was hit by a truck. And it came out of nowhere. That was Saturday. I immediately just went from like being totally fine to like I felt something. You know, when you know your body, like you just know something's up. And I needed to go to bed. And I ended up going to bed, but then woke up and had the chills, just, you know, everything that you would think, you know, with the flu or COVID, whatever. But then like I really couldn't go to sleep. I ended up watching like 2 movies. For the most part, fine, I guess. But then I think my wife started to get sick, and then for Super Bowl Sunday, my wife ended up getting really sick. Body aches, her ears hurt. She felt like she had a double ear infection. Her eyes hurt. Her jaw was hurting. Like everything, her entire body was like locking up. Fever, massive headache, and for me, headache, chills, fatigue, a sore throat that came and went. And this was all Sunday, Super Bowl Sunday, of all Sundays. We're like, it was bad enough we had to quarantine, couldn't hang out with some of our neighbor friends that we usually do. But on top of that, like both mommy and daddy being sick. And at this point in time, our kids are, for the most part, healthy. Like they're okay. And here we are struggling. And last night, just same, we both went to bed early, woke up, my puppies, they woke me up at 6 o'clock this morning needing to go out. So I took them out. You know, I've heard people say, you know, if you got COVID, try to, you know, at least go for a walk. And, you know, so I'm trying to do that. I'm trying to do what I can. I woke up and I've already taken, as I mentioned earlier, 2 naps today. 2 naps. It is 3 o'clock and I feel like I'm going to need to take another one. Rest of my kids are totally fine. I feel extremely fatigued. My wife she's doing better today. She slept in almost like 8. Let's go find out what she has to say on how COVID has been for her. So let's go talk to her real quick. All right, so this is classic. This is like, so my wife, she still recovering from COVID, but that don't stop her from doing home projects. She is finishing up this hallway thing that she's doing, and she's painting right now. God love her. She is painting. Therapy. So how has COVID been for you?
I feel like I had the worst. How is that even fair? I don't usually get sick, but COVID was terrible. I think I had every symptom. Yesterday I thought I was dying. I thought, like, this is it. I'm going out, COVID.
What was the worst part?
Well, there's 2 worst parts. One was that it was, my head literally felt like it was going to, like, blow up. Like, I've had migraines before and I've had headaches, but I have never had a headache like this one. And also, the body aches, like my fingers hurt, like my cheeks hurt. And it wasn't because I was laughing. My eyelids, like, just everything was so, like, achy. Like, I would get up out of bed and, like, stand on the floor and my feet would be like, ugh, like I couldn't even stand.
All right, so as I was saying, or I guess as she was saying, it was the body aches, which I didn't have nearly as bad as she did. Mine was just mostly fatigue, headache, and just chills, like really bad chills, like just like you would expect, like in a typical flu. The one thing that was, like, I had a mild fever, but I never, at least at this point, I haven't had the fever break yet. So like I didn't wake up like in cold sweats or hot sweats or anything. My wife did last night. I don't know if she feels like her fever broke, but so that's ultimately what we're dealing with. I'm grateful that it could have been a lot worse. as of right now, like we're still quarantined for, gosh, I think until like the 14th or so. So, I mean, this is, we've been quarantined for so long. And, you know, it felt like quarantine in the beginning. You know, you couldn't do anything, couldn't go anywhere. Like you're hesitant to like to hang out with your neighbors. But now, for the most part, everyone's back to normal. And here we are having to quarantine and isolate. And it's been really hard. You know, it has been cold, which I guess is a blessing in a sense. So like, we're not having to miss playing outside. Today it's really nice, but man, yeah, we miss friends, we miss people, we miss our routine, and we just miss being healthy. So just wanted to share for those that were curious what it's like living with COVID, contracting COVID, and if you have kids. I don't think I provide anything that you can learn here on how to keep your family safe. I do feel better in the sense that we've all got it. My daughter's the only one that hasn't tested positive yet. We think that she may have had it, we don't know. I guess we're gonna find out, but I mean, she's been playing with all her brothers, been playing with us, and she hasn't got it yet. So who knows? Maybe she's got maybe she's immune from actually contracting it. So, all right. Well, I need to get some rest, and really appreciate you watching the video. Any questions about COVID or anything like that I might be able to share, offer some insight on, happy to help. Just ask in the comments below. All right, y'all. Until next time.